listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean Johnson.
The AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE SmackDown After Show.
Payback is in the books. And Raw happens and throws everyone in complete left field. And it continues from Cincinnati tonight on SmackDown. And we are here to talk about it. Welcome to SmackDown AfterBuzz, everybody. I am Christian Rosenberg. The whole gang is back together this week. My voice might not all be here, but the whole gang is. And we got the co-holders of the Predictions Championship. First off, Miss Takee.
Hey guys, I'm so happy this is back.
And Romor.
For the second time holding this thing. How many reigns you have again?
I've had 2, but both were solo.
I've had 3.
And me and you've been undefeated on our last 2, right?
Yeah, sure.
Straight through.
I don't remember.
Perfect score.
Hey, regardless, I am overjoyed that that's back here. Like, regardless of who holds it. Heading into the main event of Payback pay-per-view, the title was already clinched to SmackDown, and all 3 of us had perfect scores going to the main. The one difference is I picked Evolution to win. You guys picked Shield. The rest is history. But no harm. Nothing but love on this side of the table. Nothing but love. I'm happy for this. It's back on SmackDown, and then at Money in the Bank, it will just be on this side. That's all.
No.
Yep, see, that's why you couldn't win it, because we couldn't deal with you again winning.
Yeah, thanks to us, it's back on SmackDown.
Yeah. And we're the unobnoxious champions.
Yeah.
But the fact that you had to say that you're unobnoxious, doesn't that make you obnoxious?
No, it's when they play your song and you do that stupid pose.
Marissa's engineering tonight, not Steven.
I know.
Okay, so
that's why I'm glad.
Marissa's like, what
She's like, what song? And I'm not playing it anyway.
It's William Regal's He's a Man is the name of the song if you want to look it up at some time.
The shirt's loud enough. We don't need the music too.
Well, we would think that SmackDown would start with a big recap of Payback. But instead it happened with like the craziness and the shock that happened at the end of this past Monday night's Raw when Seth Rollins of all people turned on the Shield.
Did that shock you out of the 3?
No.
It didn't shock you at all?
It didn't shock me as much, no.
I was waiting like all week for this to talk about it. Because there's no secret, since Elimination Chamber, I've been saying it's time for the Shield to break up. It is time. They've run their course. One of them's got to make the heel turn. And then after Payback, the reason that I picked Evolution, I wasn't here last week. The reason I picked Evolution was because if there was one sole survivor for the Shield, then it'd be like, okay, that's the strong person. This is supposed to be like the guy from the Shield. If 2 of them survived, it'd be like, oh, well, then the third one's the weak link, and then they're going to have to develop a story with that. Never in my right mind, and I think I could say for a lot of people, do we think that the Shield would sweep Evolution and all 3 of them would stand tall. When I saw that, all the months of me saying that this team needs to break up, I see them standing there, and I'm just like, okay, this would go for at least another year now. And then the next night, they
destroyed you.
They destroyed me. And that is why I love this.
They destroyed your dream.
And of all the people, the fact that the guy who people really cheer the most as far as the physical wrestling aspect, the high flyer of the group. So that's the least likely one I would think to turn.
The architect.
The architect.
The most, Roman Reigns.
Well, no. Well, of course, they love Roman Reigns. But I'm talking about as far as they cheer as far as the physical wrestling. Because fans love high-flying moves. That's no matter who does them. But then having the high flyer of the group be the one that now everyone has to boo. Well, it's supposed to boo, I should say.
It's just so strange. Yeah.
It's so strange. But in a good way. Like, I'm all for this because, again, this is one of those times where WWE completely surprised me, and I love being surprised. You guys know that. So I'm.
I want to scare him next time.
Yeah, I was about to say, now you just set yourself up.
I love being surprised while watching Raw and SmackDown in the.
Oh, we can scare you then too.
Okay.
We'll scare you
I'm not saying
sometime.
scared. I'm saying surprised.
We can surprise you then. We can
Kaori
surprise you.
doing a great Wyatt impression.
Still better than you.
Yeah, I'm not denying it. But yeah, so Rollins now makes the sudden turn out of nowhere. The look on Dean Ambrose's face was priceless. And then that kicks off tonight's SmackDown with Triple H walking out with Seth Rollins right behind him.
Mm-hmm.
The one other thing, though, Seth Rollins was wearing the same exact thing that he normally wears.
Yeah, you
I was
pointed
ready
that
for
out.
him to suit it up.
I would have loved to see him in a suit, corporate Rollins.
Yeah, I think it would have been a good look. Definitely would have been a good look.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it just doesn't seem right. Like doing the match, it just is not something.
his head and his
My head
heart, they
exploded.
can't accept it.
Well, you just
it's
didn't.
still real to me, damn
Maybe-
it.
Well, you
Maybe
didn't see
he's-
it coming.
Maybe he's a mole for the Shield.
That's actually something that a follower sent me, like this great article that someone wrote about. What if this is all just an inside plan of the Shield?
Boom.
For him to go inside and then to completely destroy Evolution from
Yeah.
within. The possibilities are endless. You did not see this coming.
That was the point.
Yeah. Speaking of, not seeing things coming, we actually have a new sponsor. You give me this cringe look.
Yeah,
What
I
is
just think I have a dirty mind. So
that? Okay. Well,
you should have said it like that. Okay.
well, it's all right. These people can clear your mind. They're California psychics.
Okay.
All right?
Yes.
Yeah, guys. We all know when 2014 began, we all had our New Year's resolutions. We all had certain goals. Some we might have lived up to. Some maybe not so much. Maybe this was a year that you really wanted to. Say you wanted to fall in love. I wanted to find Mrs. Rosenberg this year. This was the year I wanted to find Mrs. Rosenberg.
This is true.
So far this year, I haven't had too
Not
much
so
luck
much.
with that. But
Not so much.
But that's okay. I don't have to wait till tomorrow for it because tomorrow starts today. If I call 1-800-PREDICT, or I can go to CaliforniaPsychics.com and I can talk to a personal advisor. These guys are awesome. Everyone is curious about finding the soulmate, and Mr., Mrs. Right, whatever it may be. And California Psychics provides the direction that you need to, get that confidence. If you're in a bad breakup, your self-esteem is down, they can help build it up. And new customers can do it for only $1 a minute. Think about all the psychic lines you've heard over the years. They've never been $1 a minute. That's a great deal. I'm going to tell my mom. My mom loves psychics. I'm telling her about this. And I'm sure she's going to, call and really enjoy it. And her first question is going to be, when's my son going to find a soulmate? Because that's what Jewish mothers do.
She's ready for some bad news.
Barrett's later on in the show. But again, California Psychics, a great, great company. Give them a call at 1-800-PREDICT or again, CaliforniaPsychics.com. So, because I would have called them ahead of time and been like, all right, which member of the Shield was going to turn heel? Because this was not what I thought. And they could have cleared my mind. Seth Rollins grabs the microphone in the midst of this while Triple H is bragging how he told everyone that he always has plan B and he daps. And Seth pretty much says, the only person that needs to know why I did what I did is me. And none of you care. I don't need to tell you guys anything. Blah, blah, blah. Triple H and Seth are smiling. And then they get interrupted by what appears to be the thorn in Evolution's side, only on SmackDown, in Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler has these great promos and great matches with big name guys on SmackDown, and will lose in like 3 minutes on Raw.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, but Ziggler comes out. He's saying, I'm sure I'm going to get punished for this and probably get pushed even farther down the totem pole, which I found kind of amusing that he said that because
That's
It's true.
That's pretty
happening.
much what's happening.
Irony.
Yeah.
But he's just pretty much like, dude, you turned on your brothers, man. That's not cool. Like, it was like a serious, somber Ziggler.
Didn't he turn on his brother? Oh, no, they turned on him. I was just thinking when Biggie and AJ kind of like pissed. I don't remember what happened then.
Oh.
It's a little
There's a lot of
That's a little
hypocrisy.
different.
A lot of hypocrisy anyway, so let's move on.
But yeah, Dolph called him a traitor, and Triple H then announced, hey, right now, Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins, go. And they went. And holy crap, did they go? This was a phenomenal match.
It was a
Two
good match.
phenomenal athletes.
Yeah,
Yes,
like
that's what I was gonna say.
I run into like the two guys that probably make their opponents look better than anyone else in wrestling now are against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can see a 3-month feud with these guys if they wanted to do it because this match was great. So many beautiful counters and just the way they took the moves. The spike DDT, the Hurricanrana turned into a sleeper hold. What normally is like Dolph's super X Factor off top rope kind of turned into just a face buster. And looked great. In the end, powerbomb into the turnbuckle by Rollins, and then hits the blackout. Yet now Michael Cole's calling it the curb stomp, but that's not the curb stomp. I mean, it's the same effect as a curb stomp, but it's not the curb stomp move. So I don't know if they're officially changing the name to curb stomp or what. But Seth Rollins
That would be
gets the
interesting
win.
if they actually changed the name officially to that.
Yeah,
Especially in this era.
yeah, exactly.
That would be different. I do wonder if the reason for the Rollins turn is what pretty much has been reported for the last couple of weeks, because the WWE has not been having the greatest run in the last 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, it's shocking, I know. And Raw last week did a 2.64.
Yeah, that's like Nitro numbers at the end of Nitro.
Yeah, that was 3.6 million viewers. And this is for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, it's normally between the rating is normally definitely over a 3.
Oh,
right
yeah,
around 3 at least.
Normally it's a 3, a 3.2, a 3.3.
Yeah.
Good nights, 3.6 if it can climb that high. I mean, obviously it's not Attitude Era where it was 5.
Well,
yeah.
will it ever get to that
Yeah.
point again? I mean, that was just absurd.
But they say that's why Vince decided to go ahead and go ahead with the turn. So good reason. It's got everybody talking again.
Well,
True.
again, like the great shock factor, but then the question always comes in: how do you follow up with it?
That's the catch.
Yeah. And we could all say different things that we want to happen, and we all will probably end up being wrong, and something else will happen, which we might like, we might not. Who knows? I want a long feud with Rollins and Ambrose, and
Can see that.
I want Rollins somehow in the next couple weeks to take the U.S. title from Sheamus and brag to Ambrose, who had that super long reign and never defended the title, and then they go on a nice long feud over that title.
That would be nice. But I have to see someone beat Sheamus.
Right. That's the thing. We'd have to see Sheamus lose.
Is that going to happen?
Precisely. Oh, and also another thing, as they apologize to each other for playing footsie under the table.
Why are you making things up? Are you psychic?
I gave him a call.
Are you on the other end of that phone
California
number?
Psychics a call. Hey, don't make fun of it, dude. These guys are legit. I love the fact that this match went nearly a half hour. Like the first half hour
Really?
of the first half hour of SmackDown.
worth it, man.
The first half hour of SmackDown was Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler. I'm like, wow,
would
they
know.
gave him a ton of time.
You
Yeah.
would. Yeah.
I would know.
You
Yeah.
would know.
Yes, because that commercial I hit fast forward and it was at around the half hour mark. That's why
Master
I know.
of the remote.
I always seem to be the one to control the remote in these shows, because everyone just always asks me to whenever I do it for the voice here. Everyone's like, "Christian, take the remote."
I have to say, I have never asked you to take the remote for SmackDown. You just take it.
Okay,
Just letting you know.
It's dictatorship.
Thanks for-
with the remote.
Clarifying to
I'm
the
a
audience.
dictator over the remote. Thank you guys for that.
That's why you don't have a woman. That's what the psychic's gonna tell you.
I want the remote to watch Raw in Legends House. Is that so much to ask?
You don't need a remote to watch Legends House.
Yes, I need to turn on the network.
How you do that with a remote? Oh yeah, you have.
I do on
TV.
Apple TV.
Yeah, never mind.
I
You
don't
have
do it
Apple.
on my Xbox. Where
All
you control it.
right, next match.
Yeah. Renee Young is backstage with Bad News Barrett. And apparently we're going to have a triple threat match for the Intercontinental title tonight. Shocking. I'm all for it.
Yeah, except for the RVD part.
Well, RVD.
Sorry.
Well, he pinned Barrett on Raw.
No, he RVD. He's a flyer. You know, people like that. But I like Cesaro more.
We know.
That's breaking news. I had no idea that you
And
were a
Bad News
Cesaro
Barrett
fan.
as well.
Yeah, I forgot to.
Notice how she's kind of leaning back in her chair.
I'm
now as
noticing
we're
this.
talking.
I don't know what this movement is though. I don't.
You know, just getting my mojo up, thinking about these two.
Something's coming up.
But it's funny how in this interview, Renee Young was talking and Barrett was just rolling his eyes the whole entire time.
Well, that's what heels do, and he's
I
pissed
like
that he
it.
got thrown in the Intercontinental title, triple threat match to defend his title.
I like it.
She likes bad boys.
I gathered that.
Just bad news, Barrett.
He mentioned that Cesaro and RVD are not classic competitors like he is, and that Cesaro has fleas because he sleeps with a dog named Paul Heyman.
How cute.
That was
Sorry, I'm weird.
interesting put down.
Yeah,
Haven't heard that since elementary school, but
Right.
okay.
Oh, there's a lot of elementary school jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I think you weren't here last week when she elevated Barrett over Cesaro.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, I know. It happened.
Yeah, she elevated Barrett over Cesaro now on her list.
Really?
Yep,
Yeah.
that happened.
Wow. How is Cesaro taking
Well,
the news?
it's kind of going back and forth right now. Right now, they're neck and neck.
Is that why we haven't seen Cesaro win a match since last week's SmackDown AfterBuzz?
That's probably what happened. He's just heartbroken.
He's depressed right now.
Yeah.
How could you do this to him?
She killed him,
He was in the biggest push of his career.
and you took it away.
He's still getting that push.
You're like a heathen. How dare you?
Ooh,
He called you a heathen.
he called me a heathen.
I did. We then go backstage with Evolution as they're walking by Triple H, proud of Seth Rollins for his match. Randy Orton joins up with them, telling Seth Rollins, "Welcome to the dark side."
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins is like, "I've always been here.
I wear black.
I
From
wear
head to
black,
toe.
and I've been attacking people for the last year and a half."
That's all we did.
He's like, where
When we
have
were
you
good
been?
guys. We attacked people. Now that I'm a bad guy, I'm attacking people. There's nothing literally different about my character.
Now I just have two other guys I'm walking with.
Yeah. The guys
they-
I'm with now wear suits.
They get interrupted by Big Show, who's pretty much saying the same thing that Dolph did, that he's a traitor, those are your brothers, blah, blah, blah. And Triple H announces that tonight's main event will be Big Show versus Randy Orton. Yay.
Period.
Yeah. Usos versus Ryback.
Yay.
Well, no, I mean, this was a fun match. I mean, the purpose of this match was to make the Usos look good because they have to bounce back from their really good and really long match against the Wyatts on Raw. Because, I mean, they are still the tag team champions, even though they lost on Raw. So it was made for them to elevate, be back there, and the commentators to just be talking about how now the Wyatts seemingly have earned themselves a shot at the tag team titles. It did its part. And the time when the match happened after that long, great match with Rollins and Ziggler, I had no problem with this.
What do you guys think is the future of Ryback?
I'm still waiting for it to be like a real comedy duo. I think they could
curious.
pull off the comedy team.
If there aren't already by accident.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of, I kind of saw that already, I think,
Yeah.
I want to say. I don't know, I want to see them do something different. It's kind of hard to explain because I don't care enough about either character yet.
Well, they don't give them time to really like talk, and
Yeah.
we don't really get to find out their relationship
Yeah.
that they have with each other.
Well, when Ryback was a bully and he had his whole shtick.
That was the best thing
he
he's
was
That
done.
was
great.
hilarious, yeah. That was good.
Because we got videos, we got a backstory of, all right, he's just this really strong guy that picks on the little guys.
Yeah.
Great.
They seem like those two guys that they just threw together.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we
Yeah.
got this great individual talent and that great individual talent. Let's put them in a tag team. And it's not meant to go longer than 6 months, but they don't have anything at the end of 6 months, so it's let's just keep them together.
Let's keep it going and hope
Yeah.
something clicks.
And they're there. I like them. I like watching them. But
Yeah, I mean, they've been, I mean, because they've worked well together as far as in ring. Like their matches have been, so I feel Axel and Ryback's wrestling have both improved very much in the last 6 months.
Especially Axel. And that's
Yeah.
a lot for me to say, but yeah.
I know it's a lot for you to say.
Yeah.
That's why my eyes widened when you said it.
Axel's gotten a lot better.
But he's gotten a lot better.
But yeah, it's just really a matter of seeing, okay, we kind of pushed them for a week, and then we dropped them for a week, and then we pushed them for a week. And I mean, they're the tag team Kofi is what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Like, they'll get pushed for a few weeks. Because watch,
No, you can't say
Well,
that.
Kofi never
Because
gets-
he doesn't even get pushed.
Yeah.
watch. Kofi's somehow going to end up in a Money in the Bank match. Just watch.
Of course he's going to be in
Yeah.
the Money in the Bank match.
Because
they're going to beat him.
Right. Because it's been about 4 months since we've seen him win. And he's somehow going to pull some upset, get in the Money in the Bank match, do one insane move in that match, have that one glimpse of he might have a chance to win it, doesn't win it, and then
Can we call that a push, though?
this is what we call it a Kofi.
I mean, he had a win over Orton.
We call it a cup
and
of
then it
Kofi.
went away.
A cup of Kofi.
It's a cup of Kofi. I wouldn't be surprised if it happens.
When a guy pushes and stops, it's a tease.
Yeah. Yeah, she said that.
Rusev versus Xavier Woods. Again. Xavier Woods comes out to Stars and Stripes Forever, dressed up as Uncle Sam.
So
If a few weeks ago Xavier Woods couldn't beat Rusev with a tag team partner, how are we supposed to believe he can beat him by himself?
maybe he needs some Zed culture. Maybe he's begging for him to come by.
He needs something. This match lasted less than a minute.
It was shorter than the whole entrance for each of them to get to the ring, and it was so bad.
You guys
Sorry.
know my
I didn't mean
thoughts
to say
on
bad,
this.
but
I just now, when I see Rusev, I'm expecting. Who's the next black guy he's gonna beat?
All that's left.
so true.
It's sad, but it's true. All that's left is Mark Henry until Darren Young comes back from injury.
And then he'll beat him.
Yeah.
And he can't. I don't think he can beat Mark Henry. Now they'll put him over Mark Henry, but they want him to win
now with the
that.
accolade.
Yeah, that won't happen.
Did he beat Big E? I think he did, right?
Handily.
Yeah.
On the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic now.
What about there's someone else?
Titus is a heel.
Yeah.
So they're not
No.
going to match
I
him.
wasn't thinking Titus. I was thinking someone else.
Well, honestly, I don't think there are any other.
JTG. What?
He is still there.
He's there.
He's there. He's there. But
Why is he still there?
he's there. But I don't. I'm done. I can't even.
All right. Well, let's get into the intercontinental title triple threat match because this was
Three-way.
also a great match. Paul Heyman was on commentary, which is also awesome as always. There was a point where Heyman said something and Cole was silent, and JBL said to Michael Cole, "Well, aren't you going to respond to that?" And Michael said, "I'm busy watching the match." You're the play-by-play commentator. You're not supposed to sit and watch. I know this because I have been yelled at in the past for being so into a match while doing commentary that I stopped doing commentary. I've learned from my mistakes. You're on the grandest stage of them all, Michael Cole.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
No, I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm busy watching.
Nope.
Nobody needs.
It's like every one of us, we stop talking and just read the chat roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, let's do that right now.
Oh, your chat roll's working, my son.
Oh, it's working.
Hey.
Hey, chat roll.
Welcome back, chat
We
roll.
miss you guys.
Xavier Woods reprising his Consequence Creed gimmick tonight.
Yeah, that is
actually
a
did.
gimmick. Yeah.
He did.
Oh, Tonga could come back too. Maybe. No.
No, they won't because Jennifer Hudson won't allow.
Jennifer Hudson doesn't want him to come back.
Trying to think.
And I think,
Yeah.
and I think Jennifer Hudson has more of a say of David Otunga's contract than David Otunga.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not kidding.
Yeah. I want to say something, but
I want to say I'm kidding, but I'm really not.
I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. He's
Yeah.
married to a
megastar.
She's won like everything.
Yeah.
She's Academy Award and
Anyway, great triple threat match. Everyone was getting good offense in. Very fast pace for a triple threat match, too.
Yeah.
They're not normally this fast pace. The ending was pretty cool. A 5-star frog splash by RVD onto Cesaro.
Yeah, good
Everyone's
job there.
excited thinking, oh, he's going to pin Cesaro. And as soon as RVD sprung up from the frog splash, bullhammer,
I've got some bad news.
I'm going to pin RVD again. And Bad News Barrett retains the Intercontinental title. I'm having trouble saying that today.
I thought you snorted it out.
The IC title.
Yeah, just say IC
title.
It works.
My voice isn't all there.
It's been coming in and out. What were you doing?
all week.
Go
All week
ahead.
when I flew in. This week is the Los Angeles Improv Comedy Festival.
You've been screaming there every night.
Well, they've been like sold out shows every night there this week, which has been phenomenal. And I host a tournament there every year. And that tournament, the shows normally begin at midnight every night this week. Then I have to get up in the morning for work. Because I don't know if our listeners realize this, but we do this because we love doing this. But unfortunately, we need something else to pay our bills. So I have to, work as do you guys. And do that during the day and then scream and yell and do comedy shows at night. So therefore, I'm in a daze and have no voice right now.
This is the third time I heard that, so now everyone gets to hear it.
Because
of
you
you.
asked me about my voice.
I didn't. He did.
I did.
Well, no,
That was-
you did right now. I'm still in a daze. Before Rome got here today, you asked me about it. Then I filled Roman about it, and now he asked me on the air about
Yeah,
it.
that's-
That's why I've heard it 3 times.
Don't worry, it never gets old.
Thank you.
Anytime.
You know what else?
The world has just heard about.
You know what else doesn't get old? Bray Wyatt.
There you go.
Yeah, well, for me, he does. I know. I'm one of the few.
Wow.
I know.
It happens.
It does.
Well, from this promo that Bray Wyatt said, it finally sounds like him and Cena are done, which should have happened a month
goodness.
ago, if not
So
longer.
he
than
might
that.
get new again.
Because all of a sudden Bray's talking about that he's reborn.
Yeah.
I didn't know Bray died.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, you know, he's born again.
So how is he gonna? Does that mean he's going to kind of?
Born again.
Does that mean
Bray.
he's going to change what he's doing?
Yeah, he's gonna become. I don't know. He's gonna lead a church now. I don't know, instead of a cult. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
He might come out corporate Bray.
Yeah.
He joins Evolution now too.
Yeah. Let him join.
Leave Harper and Rowan. They're like, what happened?
Oh man. Yeah. No, I just it was time for him to do something new. I'm just glad that they're past the Cena thing. Now let's get to whatever the next thing is.
Yeah.
So I can enjoy him again.
Who do you think is going to be next for Bray?
I don't know. That's a good question, actually.
Rusev. No, I'm just
I want to say that, but I know it's not him. Yeah.
That would be a twist. I wouldn't be against it, but it's not going to happen. I'm trying to because obviously it has to be a top guy.
Yeah. And I have no idea, because we're kind of short on top guys
Yeah.
right now.
Right. Dan O'Brien's on the shelf. He
Yeah.
just finished with Cena.
They've already done the thing with the Shield.
Yeah.
So it can't be them. So who would it?
Who's a top babyface right now that's left?
And that is our new YouTube question of the week.
Hey.
Oh, that's smart.
See how we did that? I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. Is teamwork.
No, this is teamwork.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Got it. Well, let's get into some Divas action. However, we also got to talk about another diva, an undefeated diva in the WWE, as a matter of fact. Our boss, Miss Maria Menounos.
Yes.
She's got a new book out, The Evergirl's Guide to Diet and Fitness. And this thing is literally flying off the shelves right now. She's been all over the place, promoting the book. We couldn't be happier for it. And not going to lie, I've even looked in this book a little bit too. I know it says Every Girl's Guide, but I can look in it.
No,
That's
you were
I'm okay
right.
with that.
You were right.
No, but there's some really good workout tips and diet tips for men as well.
Absolutely, that's why.
So, it's a pretty cool book.
Yeah, and you can get this anywhere books are sold. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, you name it, it's there. And AfterBuzz would thank you for buying it. And I'm sure Maria would too. And you'd be thanking yourself because you're going to learn how to lose some weight if you need to and be able to keep it off.
I don't think she gets enough credit.
She
You gotta
doesn't.
go back and look at where she was and what she is now.
Yeah, I mean, you can see she has those photos on the cover here
Yep.
of where she was. She was a size 14 and now she's a size 2.
And now women across the world hate you for saying that.
I'm just reading what it says on the cover.
I know.
Why would they hate me?
Because they want to be size 2s, which is
Don't
why
worry.
they need to
Okay,
go
well,
and
you
buy
know
the
what?
book.
Buy this book and
There
it will
you
help
go.
you. There
You
you
gotta
go.
go buy the book.
Why not? I almost
break
knocked your
my computer. Break
well,
my
I'm
computer.
I'm
That's
so
cool.
angry at you calling me out like that.
Nah, you lost your voice because you've been screaming about us winning the championship. That's what somebody in the chat room just said.
Yeah, I saw that. Speaking of size 2s, Alicia Fox. She might even
She's
be
a-
a size 0.
Yeah, she's a 0.
She's tall, though.
She is very tall.
So she might have to have personalized
Yeah.
thing going
I don't
on.
care what she is.
You
hot.
certainly don't.
But she's taking on Natalya. And they actually show footage from the NXT TakeOver last week of the great, I can't emphasize how great that match between Natalya and Charlotte was. People that might be listening to SmackDown and not familiar with NXT, Charlotte is Ric Flair's daughter, who's in NXT right now. And, I mean, this was one of the best Divas matches I've seen in years between those two.
Yeah.
So it's only a matter of time before Charlotte, we start seeing her on SmackDown and Raw as well. But now Natalya trying to bounce back against Alicia Fox. And they gave this a decent amount of time.
This was a good match.
a good
It was a very good match.
Real good match.
A good back and forth action. Alicia, especially the last 4 to 6 weeks, besides like doing the whole crazy thing after the matches, whether she wins or loses, I mean, she's really stepped her game up. And
well, it was always there.
Yeah, I'm just happy they're finally giving her a chance to show it.
Yeah, they're giving her another chance, and hopefully they don't take it away like they did last time. I don't know what happened, but
she just did a terrible promo when she was Divas champion years ago, and that was the only thing on TV that you would have seen.
That's just stupid.
And yeah, I agree. I agree, because she should be at the top of the Divas division. She should have been for a long time, and she should be there for a long time to come.
Yeah.
I just read in the chat roll, it's Foxy mentioned that Tamina is having surgery.
Tamina has a knee injury and is out now due to surgery. So we've lost our super strong diva now in Tamina. But I mean, when one door closes, another one opens, and that's when that's now
true.
this for Alicia. This could be her chance to be. I mean, she's now the tallest diva. Obviously, she's not like
How about
the
Natty?
most muscular. Natty as well. But I mean, when your champion is a face. Unless you're going to suddenly turn Natty, which it looked like they were going to do a couple weeks ago, but then kind of halted that.
They've done that so much. They kind of tease it and then take it away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know which way Natty's going to go. And I think they like her in that role because they can turn her to either side whenever they need.
Yeah, any time it's like, oh, you know what? We want you to be crazy now.
Yep.
Again, just good she's not with Kali.
Yep.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Or passing gas in backstage promos.
Oh, gosh.
Because that actually happened. It happened.
Well, she took a dump on Total Divas, so a lot of things happened for her. She's quite awkward. Did I make
Back
it
to the
awkward?
match.
Yes, okay.
No, like I said, like real fun match, and the ending was completely unexpected. Alicia goes for one of her tilt-a-whirl backbreakers. She's pretty much known for the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker now, and she does them very well. Mm-hmm. And Natalya countered the tilt-a-whirl into kind of a crossbody, and out of nowhere got the pin.
Straight down.
It was really, I thought that looked really smooth.
Oh, it looked great.
Yeah.
And like, I figured, oh, nice counter's going to be a kick out into something else. But no, it was down for the 3 count.
Mm-hmm.
And they prefaced it in the move right before it. When she went for something, I can't remember what the move was, but she went for a move, and you could tell that Natty's weight shifted the move a little bit. And then when they came right back to it, I don't know if it was by design or not, but when they came right back to it, that made perfect sense for it to end like that.
Yeah, it did. And then Alicia, as she's been doing the last several weeks, kind of went crazy. I was throwing the old school Christian, WWE Christian, temper tantrum in the ring after a loss.
I think they like doing that for divas. Like AJ had her temper tantrums all the time.
No,
too.
AJ was supposed to be just like the loose cannon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alicia is now just turned into a super sore loser.
I did crazy chicks.
No, me too.
That's a problem.
Is
in
it?
Real life. It could be.
Is it?
It's okay.
You're crazy.
Oh, does that mean no? Okay, well, talk later.
No, let's
I was like, this is getting weird.
I'll be quiet. You guys go ahead. Go ahead.
We'll just finish the show.
Do we have some like moonlighting or romantic music in here for that?
But this is wine here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, Alicia went crazy, and then the Diva talk continued because then we got a quick little recap of what happened between Brie, Bella, and Stephanie at the Payback pay-per-view, where Brie turned the tides on Stephanie and would not allow Stephanie to fire her. Instead, she quit and slapped the taste out of Stephanie's mouth. If this doesn't scream, Brie needs to be off television because she's either A, trying to get pregnant, or B, already pregnant.
That's what everyone's stipulating or thinking.
Stipulating?
Thinking.
Speculating.
Speculating, yeah. Thank you. Do.
Yeah.
Grammar police.
But yeah, so Brie is now off TV. Dan O'Brien is off TV because of his injury. And Stephanie announced on Raw that the Money in the Bank ladder match might not be for a briefcase. It might be for the actual title. If Dan O'Brien is healthy enough to go by the pay-per-view, he will defend the title against Kane in a stretcher match. If not, then he will be stripped of the title, and the Money in the Bank match will be for that title.
And you actually had a good point when we were watching this. Wouldn't they know what's Brian?
Shouldn't doctors know? But I mean, it's
Yeah.
one thing if the recovery is going faster or slower than they anticipate, but they should have an idea of, okay, it should take 3 to 4 months, 1 to 2 months, 6 to 8 months, whatever the case may be. Either they're keeping a very good secret from getting out because I haven't heard any update on the recovery time. Unless it's the most complex surgery that's ever been recorded, which, I mean, we saw.
Well, it is neck surgery. So
true.
Yeah, that can get complex regardless. I mean,
yeah.
That can go either way, but I know according to all the dirt sheets, the last reports were it's not progressing as well as they wanted it to. You know, with something like that, you really want to err on the side of caution because this is your jewel. This is one of your star players.
I agree.
So, yeah, you kind of want to be extra careful and don't rush him back. You want to have him back, obviously, for he's the champion, the money implications, and all of that. But at the same time, take your time with bringing him back so that you have him 4 years from now.
Yeah, and if that's the case, then why don't you just have 2 ladder matches on the paper? You have one for the title, then you have a Money in the Bank match with a bunch of people that have never had a one-on-one title match. So you can elevate someone else. Like
which they need to.
The rumor is, it seems like a given that Cesaro, if it is a briefcase match, would win that. Well, in that case, it would make sense for him. Or, there could be someone else. You could have Cody Rhodes come out of nowhere. You could have Kofi. No.
No, don't tease anything.
No.
That's just wrong of you.
Bray. There could be an option for Bray.
Yeah. That would be different.
Yeah, I'm saying
Bray Wyatt walk around with a briefcase.
Yeah. Him having a briefcase and a lantern.
I wonder how is a briefcase going to look like the way Sandow reformed it?
Oh, no.
No.
It'll just be the
put it back.
regular one. Yeah. That was just a Sandow special.
Yeah.
Who will probably be nowhere near this year's Money in the Bank match.
Which is so tragic. Just a year ago.
I know. It's amazing what happens in a year.
He still has one of the best shirts, though.
Welcome to wrestling.
Yeah. This is true. Santino versus Bo Dallas. We're going to have fun talking about Bo Dallas here because 2 weeks ago when he debuted, you two were off, and I was jubilant and elated with Bo Dallas because I love the guy. Last week, I was not here. You two were here, and he talked about how you're not pleased or elated and not.
I was just
confused. And
We didn't
confused.
say not pleased.
Well, I know.
Confused was the word.
Yeah. So let's discuss Bo Dallas here for a minute.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Did you guys just do a buckwheat thing?
Yes. And sometimes these headphones make my hair look like alfalfas. That said,
True.
that's yes. Two Little Rascals references in a minute.
Okay.
Bo
What is
Dallas.
happening?
Bo Dallas to me, this gimmick of Bo Dallas reminds me a lot of when Kurt Angle first debuted. And the way I mean that is because Kurt Angle came out talking about I'm a hero to you guys. I'm an Olympic gold medalist. I represent the 3 eyes. Very motivating, trying to be super inspiring and a good sport. And the fans, especially at that time in the Attitude Era, hated that immensely and would boo the crap out of him. Yet he wasn't doing anything bad. Now, obviously, we're in the PG, more family-friendly era of Bo Dallas. And it's kind of a mix of that and like your Tony Robbins motivational speaker.
Yeah, Tony Robbins definitely comes to mind.
I see way more Tony Robbins in this than I see Kurt Angle.
I'm not talking about the physical wrestling.
No, obviously, physically. Because in that character, there was still shades of, I can go whenever I need to go, but I'm also, the clean cut, squeaky clean guy. And that worked at the time because he was the squeaky clean character that nobody really cared to see, but he was good at what he did. And it was presented to you that way. He was a legitimate gold medalist, and he comes out with the gold medal on and all of that. Yeah. You can get into that. Bo Dallas just kind of showed up and told everybody to smile, and I have a smile. And he gets in the ring, and he does his thing. And when Kurt Angle won, he won. He didn't, go over to the opponent and shake his hand and hug him and tell him he's a winner, too. And to the crowd, everyone's a winner, and nobody really understands the motivation behind it.
That's the problem with Bo for me is he doesn't explain why he believes in or believes.
Why does he believe? What does he believe in?
Yeah.
He believes in himself.
He's like believe.
And all of his believers. But here's then one of the, it's odd to say it, but one of the disadvantages of NXT. it's hard for me to say because I love NXT to no end. NXT has such a core and a little one step above an indie audience because a lot of the same people go to every show.
It's a well-funded indie.
And yes, and so they learn to love or hate the characters, and then all of a sudden, now that NXT is solely on the network. Again, the network. Less than 1 million people have the network.
700,000.
Yeah, about 700,000 have the network, and now you're going on these shows that are being watched from anywhere from 3 to 5 million people, and sure, that's 700,000 be watching and will cheer for Adam Rose or Bo Dallas or whoever the case may be. But then the other, 3/4 of the viewing audience are just like, so wait, I don't get this guy. Who is this guy?
That a fourth of the crowd even knows or cares. Because when he came out, this was SmackDown. It's edited. They could have put cheers in, and you just saw the people sitting there like, I don't even know what the hell this is.
No, it's true. And to me, it almost makes it more difficult on the guys like Bo Dallas or Adam Rose to get them, because they got to work so much harder to get over because of, the NXT crowd. They have all this, the word going around about them, but then when they're actually in person, people are like, oh, that's what they were talking about?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what's been happening with Paige, for example.
Yeah.
That's
another
big
example.
We're like, whoa,
they
because
thought
on
this was gonna be
NXT,
big.
she's phenomenal. And then on Raw, you're like, oh, wow.
It's different on
It's
the
so different.
big stage. They can't take just like you said, it's an indie with a gigantic budget. So those same people are always going to come. They're always going to have their stars. They're already, they know who to cheer for, who not to cheer for, and they're going to get excited for that. So it's going to have a different feel.
Sure.
And it creates pseudo stars. And then when you bring them up to the big level, nobody knows who the hell these people are really because they haven't been presented the right way.
I think a lot of times if their expectations are not as high from making that jump from NXT to Raw, it usually works when it's a slow.
Yeah.
Like Summer Rae's doing a good job at that.
Yeah, Summer is done, and obviously the best story with it is clearly the Wyatts.
Yeah.
Because they came on, but they immediately were just like, all right, this is what we have to do. And they did it. Even the Shield, obviously they all came, but they weren't necessarily the Shield per se in NXT. Seth Rollins was the first NXT champion by himself. They were just very good talents.
Guys.
And then they decided to kind of warp it and turn it into something else before they were even on the main stage.
Yeah.
Adam Rose, Bo Dallas, Emma, I think there's another one that I'm not thinking of right now. They did exactly the same thing that they've done in NXT on the main stage, and it was just them. I don't know. I'm not saying them specifically thinking, but under the impression of, okay, what we did in front of the 500 people is going to work on the highest rated cable show normally of the week.
I believe the WWE. They have the numbers now, I would think. But back then, I don't know what the thought process is, but I think they believe more people are hardcore fans than are actual hardcore fans. Because, case in point, Chris Jericho. When Chris Jericho walked out on, what was it, 8/9/99.
Yeah, it was 99.
Yeah,
I remember
my
it was
birthday.
99.
When he walked out,
Your birthday's coming
we
up.
knew who he was. That's Chris Jericho. We've watched him for 5 years on Monday Nitro. We've seen him in ECW. We are behind this guy. We want to see this happen.
When the Radicals came in,
Yeah,
we knew
same thing. We
like,
know who
Eddie
they
Guerrero,
are.
Saturday, they're all in Raw now. Awesome.
Now you fast forward, Paige just walks out on the Raw after.
That was the one I wasn't thinking. That was the one I was
And
thinking
it's
of.
just okay. We know who she is, but the majority of the crowd is like, "Who is she?"
Here's the thing, too. She kind of botched it, too. She kind of did.
Well,
the match wasn't-
that's a different story.
But I mean,
that's,
like, when you come in and that's your very first Raw match, it's not the best.
You got to be on fire.
but
Yeah.
that's when you try, to bounce back and have such a successful career that everyone forgets about it. Everyone forgot.
Yes, that happens.
Everyone forgot that Edge's first match on Raw ended in a countout because he injured his opponent.
But they keep throwing random divas at Paige. They don't have one that is like really helping her elevate.
Yeah.
That's the problem too.
yeah, she's got to have somebody to help bring her up so that
Yes.
the people care.
Yeah, and then between AJ taking time off, Tamina getting hurt.
Yeah.
And she hasn't had enough time on the mic. I mean, AJ is more of an anti-diva than Paige is. Paige, to me, is the Scream Queen Daphne. I've said it every week because every time I see her, that's what I see. I see the Scream Queen. I don't see an original gimmick. I see something I've already seen. So I'm waiting to see, like, I want something about her character that I can grab onto, and I don't have it yet.
I'm actually more intrigued by the crazy idea of having Brie against Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
But because we know those people. And Stephanie, obviously, we haven't seen her wrestle in years, but the fans remember the time that she did.
That might be the point, is like we're not invested in Paige as we want to be.
And the same, again, kind of going back to Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
You know, and the same can be said about him because, like we said, there's only a percentage of people that have really seen him. Mm-hmm. And this also hurts Bo Dallas more, specifically, the fact that he's already been on Raw. Like a little over about a year and a half ago, when he showed up in the Royal Rumble as a generic guy and wrestled Wade Barrett for a couple weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crowd was doing nothing, and then he left. He's back. It's a whole new gimmick, but looks exactly the same. Mm-hmm. So people that might have remembered that be like, oh, well.
I like this package better, though.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Again, I love this Bo Dallas. It's just a matter of the mainstream. I can only do so much.
Yeah.
You need the millions of people watching Raw and SmackDown each week to love or hate this Bo Dallas.
Well, at least no one hates him, really. He's kind of stuck in the middle. So that's
the worst place you want to be in. You don't want to be. You want to be loved or hated. You don't want to be in the middle.
Gotta be
I see a lot
hot or
of
cold.
potential for him, though.
I think there's a ton of potential for him.
There's a lot of
I'm
potential.
just waiting for that to happen.
Same with Adam Rose. I think there's a ton of potential for both.
And that's another thing the WWE keeps doing. Usually this time of year, when they have a good crop coming out of the developmental system, they throw everyone at the screen at once. Mm-hmm. We've had Paige, Adam Rose, Emma
and Bo Dallas.
and Bo,
all four of them within the last 8 months. And Rusev.
Yeah, and Rusev.
Five of them in the last 8 months.
And his build-up, I argue, probably is the best of that crop that we just had.
Which says something.
Because they'd had the long videos of looking at the physicality of him. Mm-hmm. Bo Dallas, there was just like that one picture of his face at the end. I loved him. But I can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
But
little white boys running down the beach.
Yes. I love the guy standing in the rain.
Yeah.
Just looking up. But anyway, Bo Dallas took on Santino on SmackDown this week. And Bo, again, gives like a nice, his little inspiring promo. Whether it's in the ring or in life, you have to be better than excuses, and then you'll be victorious. All you have to do is believe. He even shakes Santino's hand at the beginning of the match. Match is, it's solid. It's meant to be short. It's meant to make Bo Dallas look good. He hits what they're now calling the Bo Dog, which Tom DeCom Connolly can take credit for because he's the first one who said that. And I'm on good record for that because he said it right next to me. He gets the win, grabs the mic and screams out 5-0, and then mentions to Emma, don't think that Santino's a loser. He did his best. And if you do your best, you're a winner in life. All you have to do is believe. I personally, again, I love that, but everyone has got to get into it in some fashion.
I can't find it. Somebody called it the Dallas Faction.
It's
I'm
a
looking
head
for
tilt
it.
for me.
The Dallas Faction?
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Tilt.
It's like Trish.
Yeah.
And Spike. And
yeah, exactly.
And Brian Kendrick. And it's the same finisher.
All those,
different variations.
Then we get backstage interviews of the two combatants for our main event. Renee Young's with Big Show, and Big Show's talking about how he got kicked in the face and kickball when he was a kid. Mm-hmm. That was pretty much it.
And then we go.
And then we go to Byron Saxton with Randy Orton, and I honestly don't even remember what Orton said.
And then
we had the main event match.
Okay.
And then it ended.
And then I don't really know. And because how many times have we seen this match?
Yeah.
This was a pay-per-view main event 6 months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is scary for me to say that this was a pay-per-view main event 6 months ago, not 6 years ago.
6 months
Even though I
ago.
think it was also 6 years ago. So, Big Show gets a win by disqualification because Seth Rollins and Triple H interfere. Seth Rollins hit his flying knee off the top rope, and Orton then hit an RKO and a blackout or curb stomp, whatever they're going to call it, onto the chair on Big Show. And that's how SmackDown ends, with Evolution standing tall over Big Show, who we haven't seen in like 2 months.
Okay. Yeah. I think. Well, we don't see it on the show, but I think I read that Seth Rollins comes in.
I just said Seth Rollins.
Oh, I brain farted. I wasn't listening to you, but clearly.
Clearly.
What wine is in there, really? Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
This is wine.
I literally just talked about Seth Rollins causing a
sorry.
disqualification.
That's
I
how
told
bored
you.
she was with the main
You know
event.
what? That shows you guys how disconnected I was to the main event tonight.
Well, when you had that great match between Ziggler and Rollins,
Right?
and that great triple threat match, even the Diva, Natalia and Alicia, those were 3 excellent matches on the show, and then this was your main event.
Honestly, recently the main events on SmackDown have not been the least bit interesting for me. That's terrible, but yeah.
I mean, no, I mean, it happens. I mean, I understand why the Ambrose and Reigns were not on SmackDown this week, because obviously selling the beatdown they took on Raw.
Yeah.
But they will be on this Monday's Raw to address what Seth Rollins
Which
had.
is hilarious that they said, oh, they return. Like, what? How long has it been, honestly?
3 days.
They
It's
were
been 4
on
days.
Like-
Monday, and they're going to be on
Next
on
Monday.
How? Yeah.
They took main event and SmackDown off.
Yeah.
But they will make their triumphant return.
On Raw.
They
It's
missed
like,
filming on
okay,
Tuesday.
Great.
So like I said, I mean, really, you can kind of break it down to those 3 particular matches that were all excellent. What would you give match of the night for? Or 2, I should say.
Oh, okay, me? Okay.
Yeah, you go first.
See again, drifting. I would say the Divas match.
Oh, okay.
I would.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's a hard one. I would say the triple threat.
Okay, and I'm gonna go. I hit your computer again.
Again, you don't like my computer. It's okay. I'll
It's just big.
yes, it is.
Are you talking about Rome's computer's bigger than mine? That's weird.
I never mentioned comparing it to
Yeah.
yours.
Why weren't you looking at mine?
You're
I'm
hitting
gonna say
Rollins.
Rollins and Ziggler. That was just soul pitch softball, and it was a beach ball. I mean, that was just too easy. So we all have different picks for the match of the night, which just shows that those 3 matches were all very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And we have our homework assignment for our fans this week. Who should Bray Wyatt
Who should
feud
he
next?
face? Yep.
Should he be in the Money in the Bank match? Should he just start a feud? I mean, I guess Sheamus is out there, but nah.
Because he has to beat Sheamus.
Right, and Sheamus has a title right
And
now.
I don't know what it is with the WWE and their love affair with Sheamus, but they don't like him to lose. And I've
Triple H and
accepted it.
Sheamus are BFFs.
I know, but he's got a Triple H lost. He lost in a hog pen match to Henry Godwin, for God's sake. He can let Sheamus take a couple L's.
How much power did Triple H have then?
None.
Thank you.
He's got to lose so we can build him up again.
I agree. Well, we'll see what our fans and our listeners, say about their homework assignment on who Bray should feud with next. And we shall see what the Shield says on Raw this Monday, and then we will be back next Friday night to talk about all this wonderfulness that is SmackDown once again. But in the meantime, Kaori, Takee, how can people reach out to you?
You can find me and Wakame at Kaorious on Instagram as well as Twitter.
Does Wakame have control of your Twitter account?
She's my manager.
You should give her control for a day.
You should.
Just for a day.
Actually, I'm her manager. She's the star.
Yeah, she's the star.
Yeah.
Rome?
Yeah. Rome the Ruler, as always, on Twitter, and Empire of Rome on IG. Come find me, follow me, talk to me, all of that stuff.
All right, and you can follow me on Twitter at CRosieVOC. Again, if you're in the Hollywood area, the LA Improv Comedy Festival is still going on for a couple more days. I will be performing Saturday night at 11 o'clock, as well as I'm hosting the finals of the Cage Match Tournament of Champions tonight at midnight. I'm going to get no sleep, but that's the story been all week. But it's because I love it, and I'm all for it. So thanks so much for tuning in this week. For Kaori, Takee, and Rome Moore, I'm Christian Rosenberg. We'll see you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.